Sat Sri Akal, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be going through all the art pieces I've contributed to the QT Sikh art project. My name is Amandeep. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. I also use the neo pronoun dits, and occasionally I use Kaur and Singh as a additional pronoun. I'm also known as Bolly Dits Dolly, a neo-Bolly-esque performer in London. And I feel that's just important to me to vocalise on. As a person who carries quite a lot of labels, albeit a gift and a curse, I've always felt that my presence is somewhat of importance, wherever that may be. I would say the running theme throughout these embroidery pieces is the demonstration of seva, activism, and even some, or at least the last two images, are going to be something that was inspired by a few of the narration and narrator quotes. I started putting together embroidery pieces in 2020, which I felt was important to display a different way of how I could vocalize activism and solidarity, hence the title. These were inspired by placards and even graffiti as I would be walking through London, the embroidery style at least, and I wanted to depict a peaceful approach to some of the images that would be surfacing in the media. One shows an image of two people in a field, which reminded me of my very first times going to India, and the second one was inspired by an image that I would see of a group of Asian women on a tractor leading the protest, as well as a small image of a Sikh putting on their turban. And it reminded me of the times that I would sit back and watch my mum and dad prepare the turban, which would be something that I feel like is a very harmonious moment. And I guess you could say that was around the time when I really started to see myself, a reminder of what it meant to be present as a queer Sikh. On the subject of presence, I felt like this story was a bit of a gift. It's become more prominent now, I think, than ever, of mainstream LGBT plus icons and representation. So I'd come to find myself rereading Jindan Kaur's story, which then eventually led me to Catherine Hilda Dilip Singh. Understandably, outing someone, I think, is just as dangerous as assuming someone's identity. But for some reason, I felt like Lena Schiffer and Catherine Hilda Dilip Singh had a very interesting relationship, and I feel I wouldn't be doing it any justice if I ignored that. So I personally felt that they were the two lesbian icons that we needed in the LGBT plus community. And albeit, I guess you could read their story and assume asexuality, them being lesbians, but I think what was more important is the fact that they both had each other in a moment of need. The poem I've written, Singh and Schiffer, is inspired by Eloise Greenfield's Harriet Tubman. Singh and Schiffer. Catherine Hilda Dilip Singh disturbed the sepia tones, not just an old Indian lady, royal roars never be unknown. Miss Fräulein Lena Schiffer enlightened Singh's melody, found grace in the black forest, true love as it's meant to be. Two thorns in the fascist crown, more than an Indian Schindler, two little mice building a home, two women's rights campaigners. A princess and a governess grant safety for survivors, as Manura meets divas away from occupiers. From lady to king to lord, their royal roars rumbling break historical boundaries like the unknown queer Sing.